Hi there. This is a video on how you can change the frequently asked questions section, change out the questions, change out the answers, and also include your own questions or add questions to the already populated list of 4 questions to the FAQ section on the infusion template. The first thing to note is the FAQ section is present on the anti-aging and health optimization page, the single treatment injection page, and the single IV treatment page. If you want to add the frequently asked questions to other pages, such as wellness or about or IV treatments or any of the other pages that you might custom create in the future, which does not have an FAQ section, what you can do is go over to the page. Let's go over to the wellness page first. Let's say we want to add an FAQ section below this testimonial section right here. So what we're going to do is go over to the page tab on your left hand side, click on the wellness page title right here, click on the 3 dots right here, and what we will do is add a canvas, that is add from library. Under the site canvases, you will see an FAQs header canvas right here. So this is a site canvas, which means that this is a global canvas, which means that when you add this will be added here, and when you click on edit, it'll open up in a separate screen of its own. Now editing this right here will make that change reflect on all of the other pages where that header is present. So for example, if we change that FAQ header, this header right here, on the wellness page, it will also reflect on the single IV treatment page because the header is a site canvas, and the single treatment injection page because the header is a site canvas here as well. The next thing that we want to note is the actual FAQ. We understand that these will differ by page to page. That is why we have skipped turning this into a site canvas, and this is what we call in Showit a page canvas. That is, it is unique for every page that it is on, which means that there is no highlight over here with the angled lines like on the frequently asked questions header, and this is just a simple page canvas. So now that we have added the frequently asked questions header onto the wellness page, what we want to do is go over to a page where the frequently asked questions canvas, the actual content canvas, is actually present. We will switch over to the page tab on the FAQ canvas right here. Make sure you're on this canvas. We will click on the 3 dots. We will click on copy, and then we will go back to the wellness page, and we will click on this header right here, go over to page, click on the 3 dots, and then paste below. This will create a copy of the frequently asked questions content canvas, and this will paste a copy of that canvas into this. Now this is independent of all of the other pages. You can make any kind of changes that you want over here, and it will not reflect on the other pages. This is unique just to this page, right? I am going to revert this because this was just an example. Now we will move on to how to actually edit this canvas. We will go over to the frequently asked questions. Actually, what we will do is we're going to duplicate this for the purposes of this tutorial. I will drag this down right here, name this FAQ tutorial page, and what we're going to do is we are going to navigate to the FAQ. Now there are multiple ways of doing this, 2 of which are you can either go over to the page tab and click on the FAQ canvas right here, or you can open up the page. That will just open the, when you open up the page, it will just start at the top of the page, and we can scroll down and reach the FAQ canvas and click on it to activate this for editing. Let me just go through the setup of this canvas, how this canvas is set up. Right now, this canvas works with what we call in Showit canvas views. Canvas views are set of folders inside of a canvas, you can say, that contain its own content. So this side of the canvas, that is the right hand side, is inside of a canvas view, that is view 1, and this can change by a lot of different outside inputs. For example, what we have done is we have added this question. There is a click action, attached to this question that switches to canvas view number 1. And if we go over to question number 4, this is attached to a click action that opens up canvas view number 4. right? So what we have is this side of the canvas is inside canvas views. See how when I click on different canvas views, the content changes, right? So this means that the this side of the screen is inside individual canvas views. This side of the screen, however, is outside any of these canvas views, which means these are kind of constant. They don't change when the canvas views are changed. Now, in order to change the questions, what we can do is first we will switch to view 1 and we will double click on this text box and we will add this is a sample question. Now, once we have added this, if this doesn't fit the two lines that was pre-made in this canvas right here, what you can do is decrease the height of this and then kind of center this inside this box that we have right here. If you do not want to do that, if you want to keep the position intact, what we can also do is we can select all of these by dragging a box around them and move it up a little bit. But you can see that it creates an unwarranted space down here. So what we're going to do is move this to the middle, right? And what we can do is we can control or command A to select all, and control and command C or command C if you are on Mac to copy this. And we will make sure that this question reflects over here as well, because this is question number 1, right? And a lot of web designers don't like a single text at the second line. So what we're going to do is squish this in to make sure there is more than one word in the final line of the question. We will resize the box and we will write our answer. This is an answer. Obviously, the actual answer that you are going to input is going to be a lot longer than this, but this is how it basically works, right? Now, the next thing that we will do is very important. We will switch to mobile view. Click on this right here. When you switch to mobile view, you will see that you are back at the top of the page again. We can simply click this to scroll down to the FAQ section right here and make sure that the sizing and the positioning is correct right here as well. We are going to decrease this, maybe center it around this part, or we can also do is bring this whole thing up to resize this and then decrease the height of this canvas like so. And we will also resize things around here and reposition things around here depending on the length of the question and the answer. Now, this is extremely important to make sure there is a cohesive view between desktop and mobile, and we do not have blank empty spaces like this all around, like uneven spaces between at the top and the bottom. The next thing that we are going to cover is how you can add your own questions. To add your own question, the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to drag the arrow over to the left hand side and see this small arrow right here. Hover over it and you will see your mouse pointer turn into this two-way arrow like so. You can drag it down and set an appropriate height. So let's say around 770 pixels, or maybe around 810 should be good. And you can see there's a line over here, and under this question number 4 and a line, right? So what we can do for now is the first thing that we're going to do is close this view, because when you open this view, what we'll be doing is we'll be doing some copying and pasting, and whenever a view is active, the pasted element goes inside of the view. We do not want that, so we're going to close this view for now. We will create a rectangle above the number 4, the question, and the line over here, and we will select Control C on your keyboard or Command C if you are on Mac. That will copy the selected elements, and we will hit Control V to paste that. Now with this still selected, you can see this has been pasted at the top right here. We will keep them at the top, and we will just hold Shift again and press the down arrow key to shift this downwards. So something around here should be good. Oh, it's touching the lines, so we want more spacing there. So we can just click on this and drag with our mouse. Make sure that this line is not selected like I just did. So you can click on this, hold Control on your keyboard, click on this and click on the line, and we will drag it down. right here, and make sure it is equidistant from the top. I think that looks good. As you can see, this line just coincides with the lower border of the canvas, which is fine. And we will change the question number from 4 to 5. And let's say, is this a sample question? If it's just one line, we will just readjust this and maybe bring this a little bit up and make sure that this coincides with this again. The reason that we keep this here, and although this is hidden by the canvas, is because when we want to add more questions, we drag this down and this reveals the line so that it is an easier job, you know, in the future for you to copy and paste that over here, right? It just goes down with the line right here. So we will resize this. Now we will go to the mobile view and we will see it right here. Now the reason why I mentioned that this has to be at the top right for the time being is because this kind of creates an overlap here, and selecting just the number 5 elements would be a little difficult task. But now that we have this segregated over here at the top, what we can do is we can just drag the canvas to increase its height, and with the shift and the arrow keys, the down arrow key to be particular, we can just drag this downwards and have this as a separate question right here. Drag this up, and you can keep the line if you want to on mobile like this, and we will resize this around here. That looks good, right? Now that the question question is duplicated, we will go ahead and change the click actions. You can click on the question and go over to your right hand side and select click actions, and from the canvas we will select view 5 instead of view 4. Now we do not have a view 5 yet, which we will now create. And as you can see, there is a single view for each question. So for question number 1, we have view 1, number 2, view 2, and so on until we have number 4 and view 4 that coincides with it, right? Now what we're going to do is create an entirely new view for question number 5. And please note that this is the same process that you'll have to follow for every subsequent question that you add. For view number 6, there's going to be 6 views. If you have 8 questions, there's going to be 8 views, and so on. We will click on the 3 dots right here and duplicate this view, and this will create view number 5. We will go ahead and rename this to view 5, or you can also go ahead and rename this to you can give this any custom label that you want, that if you find that convenient. I'm just going to keep it at the view number. We'll go view number 5 and we will copy this here. We will copy that here, decrease this, and maybe reposition the answer right here. So that is how it works. I will also rename this to view 5 right here, and as you can see, there's a gap between the image, and there's a little bit of gap below the image, right? So in order to do this, we'll fix that for every view right here. And this kind of you can set a precedent by actually fixing the view that you are going to duplicate first, so you don't have to do it for the new one. So for the view 1, what we're going to do is increase the height of the overlay first, and as you can see, the height of the image did not increase. So what we can do is, there are 2 ways of going about this. What we can do is temporarily shift this towards the side and then gain access to the image to increase its height, or for a much simpler approach, what you can do is go over to your left hand side, select the graphic here, and then make that height equaling the height of the canvas. And we will do that for every subsequent view there is, right? And in the future, when you duplicate that, you can do that for the last view, so that you don't have to do it again for the new view. For all the other old views, you'll have to do this increase in height. So that is basically how the frequently asked questions section works. And if you have any questions, you can get in touch with the MedSpa Society. Thanks for watching.